You're listening to the BarDynasty.com podcast. Now, live from the MVP Sports Studio in Laughlin, Nevada, here's the GOAT of the sports betting industry, Kris Barr.
This is the Overnight Lines podcast. Appreciate everybody listening in. All right, first things first, what I want you to do is hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. Brand new YouTube, brand new show, Overnight Lines, going to be here every single night. Going to try to be here every single night. I'm going to make that promise to all you guys out there that cannot cover the spread, and you guys out there that are constantly paying your bookmaker every single week. It's unbelievable how many people I get that come to me from other handicappers that just can't produce winners. So I'm here to give you guys all the overnight lines that I can give if they have the lines out. And then also I'm going to be giving out free picks. That's what I'm good at, is giving out free picks. And I'm going to be doing that every single night. I'm going to give you a free play of the day on here. And then also, if you want to get signed up with my service, I'm going to be doing specials right now this weekend only. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days, 4 complete days, only $100. That's $25 a day. Get a hold of me, $100 for 4 days. My college basketball's been on fire. I'm 5-1 my last 6, and I'm just heating up for Saturday and Sunday. You got NFL this weekend. $100. Picks by email at gmail.com. Picks by email at gmail.com. Get a hold of me. $100 for the weekend. So this podcast is going to be specifically live on Spreaker Network, or you can hear the replay on YouTube. It'll be posted on this YouTube channel every single time. But if you know anything about the Spreaker Network, all you got to do is go into Spreaker.com and then search for my podcast, which it's called Overnight Lines with Kris Barr. So that's all you got to do. Go on there, and at 11 p.m. Las Vegas time, 2 a.m. New Jersey, Arizona time, midnight, I will be on here hopefully every single night, explaining what happened in the day, my client picks, how the free picks went, and then going over the overnight lines for the next day, giving out the picks, and it'll be live. It'll be a live podcast every single night at midnight Arizona time on the Spreaker Network. And I appreciate everybody that's listening in. I have a huge following. Hopefully I can build something with this YouTube channel, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm going to be doing all the recaps of the NBA. We're going to do Game of the Night, Upset of the Night, and Blowout of the Night for the NBA recap. And right now, this is the Blowout of the Night.
The night after beating the Lakers, the Orlando Magic back at it again, this time taking on the Clippers in the same building. Markelle Fultz coming off his second career triple-double, but boy, this guy's tough to stop. Kawhi Leonard, 3, cash. Kawhi Leonard dishes, gets it back, 3 again. And the Clippers have an early lead against the Zubats. Underneath, gets the easy little floater off the dish from Patrick Beverley. Clippers by 4. Kawhi Leonard, another 3 from the top 50. He had 22 points in the first half, 4 of 6 from distance. The Clippers led it by 19 at the break. Second half, more of the same. Patrick Beverley steal up to Landry Shamet. Nice assist. Over to, guess who? Kawhi Leonard. Yep, he is getting the lay-in. And Kawhi gets the steal because he plays wonderful defense. Just outraces everyone and gets the throw down on the other end. And then Kawhi with a nice fake on Aaron Gordon. Gets the floater in the lane. Watch this one again. The Clippers at this point up by 18, 104 to 86, and just on cruise control. As the Magic have no real response. LA gets the win. The final score of this was 122 to 95.
So that was the blowout of the night. Clippers were actually minus 11. They win by 27. They definitely get the job done. Orlando, I didn't think they'd go back-to-back beating the Lakers in LA and then the Clippers. I actually like the Clippers in that game minus the 11, and they won easily. All right, next we're going to go with the upset of the night. It's going to be between the Utah Jazz and the New Orleans Pelicans.
Utah Jazz are rolling on a 10-game win streak, taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. There you see Joe Ingles getting set for action, but the star in this one for the Jazz was this man, Donovan Mitchell, crossover, and 3 is money. Then pulling up for another three-pointer. That goes down, and then everybody's looking for Donovan Mitchell. Bojan Bogdanovic gets him the ball. He drops the three-pointer, and it's 111 to 108 Utah at that point. In the fourth quarter, well, the Pelicans had their guy in this one too, Brandon Ingram, knocking down a three to tie it up at 111, less than 4 to go. Donovan Mitchell, a step back three. Look at the quickness there. Gets the shot off. It goes down. It's 117-113 Utah in front with just over 2 minutes to go. Brandon Ingram misses a jumper. Pelicans get the rebound, and Ingram ends up at the top of the key, knocking down the three, and that cuts the lead down to 1, less than 2 to go. Donovan Mitchell with the response. Back and forth they go. He gets the three from the top of the key. It's 120 to 116. 11 seconds left now. Donovan Mitchell misses a pull-up jumper. That would have put his squad up by 3. The Pelicans call a timeout. Brandon Ingram now making the fall away jumper. It's money. Zion fired up on the bench. Zion Williamson loving this. That makes it 122 to 121. Pelicans in front. Less than a second remaining. Joe Ingles inbounds the ball, and the refs call a foul on Jackson Hayes holding on to Rudy Gobert. There you see it one more time. That contact right there. Got a foul. The refs reviewed it and upheld the call. So Rudy Gobert goes to the line, and the first free throw, no good. So he needs to make this one to tie the game up with 0.2 seconds remaining. Gobert, money. This game goes into overtime. In the OT, the Jazz start to open up a lead. Donovan Mitchell, three, cash. Then Bojan Bogdanovic makes the three off the Mitchell assist. And Utah up by 5. But the Pelicans right back at him. It's Ingram finding Derek Favors for the jam. Then Etuan Moore gets the steal. He finishes on the other end with the layup plus the foul. He missed the free throw. So New Orleans up by 1, less than a minute to go. Pelicans now up 3. Donovan Mitchell in transition has a look at a layup, but he misses it. Lonzo Ball gets the rebound. And the Jazz foul Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram goes for a career-high 49 points. Donovan Mitchell, 46 in this one. An absolute classic. And in the end, it's the Pelicans by 6. In overtime, 138 to 132.
The Utah Jazz were -5 in that game, and they ended up getting... they ended up losing. They had a good lead, and they lost 138-132 for the Pelicans. Other scores, Milwaukee Bucks beat the Boston Celtics 128-123. Phoenix Suns beat the Knicks 121-98. And then this is the last game right here. This is the game of the night, Denver versus the Golden State Warriors.
The Golden State Warriors have lost 9 games in a row, and oh, what a sight for sore eyes that man is. Klay Thompson out the full uniform, getting some shots up. We're taking first quarter action. Jordan Poole, nice no-look to Marquise Chris for the stuff. There's another look. Later, Golden State, some good ball movement. Amari Spellman finds a wide-open Jordan Poole for the three-pointer. Golden State's up 19 in the first quarter. Clay's having a good time. Nikola Jokic draws 2 defenders, kicks it out to Will Barton for the three-pointer, and here comes Denver. Jeremy Grant drives and finishes with a tough reverse left. That cuts the lead down to 5. This is the second free throw with his squad up by 3. He misses that one. Draymond Green gets fouled, so now with 3 seconds left, a chance to tie. Damian Lee misses the game-tying shot. Denver hangs on to win it, 134 to 131.
College basketball recap. Memphis beat Cincinnati 60-49. I had Memphis on the money line in that game. That was one of my client plays yesterday. So that was easy money. They were winning the whole game, no doubt about it. Memphis a pretty good team, especially at home. Arizona beats Utah 93-77. Arizona -13 in that one. They cover easily. BYU beats San Diego 93-70. They're -15 in that one. They win by 23. Colorado wins on the road at Arizona State 68-61. That was a pick'em. Colorado's playing some good basketball this year, that's for sure. Oregon goes down, number 8 team in the nation, to Washington State. Washington State +10 at home. Wins outright 72-61. Belmont beats Eastern Kentucky 87-56. They're -20 in that one. They get the job done. USC beats the shit out of California 88-56. They're minus 11 in that one. They got the job done. Washington, my other play of the day, client play, Washington minus 3 or money line, which I had. They win 64-56. Washington gets the job done. I knew they'd beat Oregon State, and this was another game that I had, another client play that was just easy from the beginning, start to finish. 2-0 night, 5-1 my last 6. Nobody wins more games than me, and I've been proving that, especially in college basketball. Gonzaga beats Santa Clara 104-54. They're minus 20. They win by 50. NHL, Boston Bruins beat Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1. I would have took the Bruins in that one if I did a podcast, but this is the first podcast, so I like the Bruins in that one. Minus 127. They win 4-1. Calgary at Toronto. Toronto minus 150. Calgary wins 2-1 in a shootout. I actually like Toronto in that game. I would have lost. Kings at Florida Panthers. Panthers win 4-3. Panthers are minus 175. Had no opinion in that one. Rangers and Islanders. Rangers beat the Islanders 3-2. Islanders were minus 160 in that one. I actually thought the Islanders would probably win that game, and they didn't. Montreal at Philadelphia. Canadians on the road, plus 115 with the win, 4-1. I like Montreal in that back-to-back situation that Philadelphia Flyers had from yesterday. Washington Capitals, minus 310. I liked them on the puck line, even minus 2.5. They win 5-2. So no matter how you would have bet the Capitals, if I did a podcast yesterday, I would have gave out the Capitals minus 1.5, minus 150 on a podcast replay, and also minus the 2.5 probably. Columbus Blue Jackets beat Carolina 3-2. Nothing in that one. Vegas beats Ottawa. Vegas wins 4-2 against the Senators. They're minus 170 in that one. I would have took Vegas for sure. Nashville loses at home to the Ducks. Ducks win 4-2. Nashville minus 190 in that one. They do not get the job done. Tampa Bay at Minnesota. Minnesota wins 3-2 over the Lightning. That was an upset. Minnesota's plus 140 in that game at home. The Dallas Stars go down, minus 220 on the money line. They lose 4-1 to the Buffalo Sabres. It's an embarrassing loss for them, honestly. They have no reason to lose to Buffalo. San Jose and Colorado. Colorado minus 230 in this one. Colorado wins 4-0. And then Arizona at Vancouver. Vancouver is minus 115. They win 3-1. I wouldn't have had an opinion in that game also. But my best play in the NHL, if I was to do a podcast yesterday, would have been Washington Capitals minus 1.5, and they won 5-2. Let's move on here. I'm going to go over all the overnight lines for the NHL, the NBA, and the college basketball now, and I'm going to give you some free plays, and I'm also going to give you a free play of the day. So we're going to start in the NHL. We got the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Detroit Red Wings. Red Wings at home plus 180, over under 6. Penguins on the road minus 220. They should get the job done. Detroit's terrible. And the Penguins should win. Puck line minus 1.5. They should get the job done in that one. Anaheim Ducks at Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes minus 250, over under 5.5. The Ducks going on the road. I don't see them being very successful here. I think Carolina wins this one. Puck line another one. That's probably going to be the play. The free play in NHL. I'm not going to have any client plays in NHL. I usually don't. So all my hockey's probably going to be always free probably. So Carolina, I'm going to say Carolina minus 1.5. Probably around minus 120, 130. They should get the job done there. And then Tampa Bay Lightning at Winnipeg Jets. The Jets are a good team at home. I wouldn't say good. They're decent. Tampa Bay minus 140 on the road. So my 3 NHL plays are going to be Pittsburgh Penguins money line, Carolina Panthers money line, or Carolina Hurricanes, excuse me, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning straight minus 145. So if you're going to bet hockey on information I'm giving you off of this podcast, I'm going to say do a 2-team parlay on Pittsburgh Penguins money line with Carolina Hurricanes money line 2-teamer. Probably get about even money or close to it. And then you could take Tampa on the road minus the 140. And that's your NHL plays for Friday. Let's move on. All right, moving on to the NBA. And if someone tells you that they're consistently winning in the NBA, they could be telling the truth, but most likely they're lying. It's very hard to win in the NBA, and I know that firsthand. Not everything goes as planned. Look at the Magic beating the Lakers the other night. That was unexpected. There's been a lot of games where teams are minus 12 or 13. Just because they're minus 15 doesn't mean they're going to win. It's the NBA. Minnesota at Indiana. The Pacers minus 8.5. No over under. Both these teams. Indiana's pretty decent. Obviously, they're 16-5 at home. Indiana should get the job done in that game. That's all I really got to say about that. Bulls at Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers minus 7 over under 216. This is a spot where I can see the Philadelphia 76ers winning. They're 19-2 at home. They're very solid. Chicago coming off of a win. Now they got to travel to Philadelphia overnight. If you can get a 6-point teaser and get Philadelphia down to minus 1, that's exactly what I would do in that game. Washington at Toronto. Toronto minus 10 over under 229. Toronto, I guess, has turned out to be a decent team. I still don't think they're that great. They're minus 10 in this game at home, 14-7 at home, but the Wizards are just terrible, especially on the road. Most likely this game is going to go over 229. I would say I'd lean the over in that one, 229. Cleveland at Memphis. Memphis minus 8 over under 229. Memphis giving up 8 points in this game. You don't usually see Memphis as a big favorite like this, but they're playing Cleveland, and Cleveland's just a terrible team overall on the road. You cannot trust this team. I'd say get Memphis down to minus 2 on a 6-point teaser, possibly with the 76ers. We'll see where these other games go. Let's keep going here. Miami at Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City minus 1, no over-under. This should be a pretty decent game to watch. I would say Miami on the road in this one, plus 1 or plus 7 if you can get them on a 6-point teaser, possibly with someone else like Memphis or 76ers. No official plays in the NBA so far. Atlanta at San Antonio. San Antonio minus 8.5 over under 230.5. Another team that's just terrible. Hawks, especially on the road. Spurs giving up a big number in this one. I expect the Spurs to smash them, honestly. Portland at Dallas. Dallas minus 5.5. No over under. Portland's been on a road trip and they've been traveling well. From what I remember, I know they won the other night somewhere. I can't really remember, but they've been playing decent. Dallas at home, suspect. They either show up or they don't show up. 12-10 at home this year. I think Dallas gets the job done against Portland on Friday night in that one. So, if I was to give it an official NBA pick, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. I'm going to do a money line parlay. 76ers money line, Memphis Grizzlies money line, San Antonio Spurs money line. 3-team parlay, and I'll give you a payout on that. Hold on. All right, so you put all three of those together. 76ers minus 300, Grizzlies minus 340, Spurs minus 360. And those are numbers I'm getting off of 5 dimes. $100 would win 120, or 1,000 would win 1,200. I'm going to personally bet 200 on this to win 240. I think it's pretty strong. Now, a lot of people are going to say anybody can pick a money line parlay. Yeah, anybody can, but I'm on here doing it for free on a podcast. So if you're listening and you want to make some money off this NBA and you don't want to pay for my picks, I'm giving you free information and free picks here, and I don't usually lose. I'm not saying I'm going to hit every single one of these free picks that I give out, but the information I'm giving you is pretty strong. So there's a 3-team parlay plus 120 in the NBA. Now we got to move on to college basketball. All right, here we go. First things first, Wisconsin at Michigan State. Michigan State minus 9 over under 131. I took Wisconsin the other night against Maryland. Wisconsin was at home. They got lucky. They won the game. Now they got to travel to Michigan State, and this team is one of those teams that play really good basketball at home. 9-2 at home. They're 13-4. They actually are better. They're better than the 13-4 record. They really are. They should be. I mean, they're 13-4, but this team could be undefeated if they actually played to their full potential. I think 9 points is not a lot of points in this game, and this is not going to be a client play. It came close to being a client play, but it's not. So I'm just going to give this one out as a free play. I'm going to say Michigan State minus 9 for a podcast free play on here. Next game, you got Dayton at St. Louis. St. Louis plus 7.5, over under 138. Dayton is a good team. They're minus 7.5 in this one. They should get the job done. St. Louis with the upset. I don't think that's going to happen. Don't care about that one. Fairfield at Iona. Ryder at Niagara. Furman at Wofford. That should be a pretty decent game. Furman minus 3 in that one, over under 140. I'd probably just throw Furman out there on the money line. They should beat Wofford. Wofford's a good team though. I think they had an upset earlier this year against somebody. I think they beat North Carolina, didn't they? All right, so yeah, they beat North Carolina. I was right. They beat them on December 15th At North Carolina they won, but then they lost to Duke at Duke by 30, which they probably should have lost to North Carolina by 30, but obviously they didn't show up that day. North Carolina's been one of those teams that they just suck. They really do. I can see Furman going on the road and winning that game. Brown at Yale. Michigan at Iowa. Iowa -4 over under 148. I will have a client play on that game, so I'm not talking about it. And then that's pretty much it for college basketball on Friday. So if you're looking for a free play, Michigan State -9. That's the only thing I have. It's not a client play. I'm not even sure I'm going to be betting it. I probably will do the NBA parlay, and I probably will bet some NHL. But my main client play is in college basketball, and I've been on fire in college basketball. I've won 11 out of 12, 11-1 my last 12 in college basketball. And I have guys that bet huge money on these games. If you're one of those guys that want to try me out, you've tried all the other services and they all suck, because that's usually how it works. If you want to try me out, $100 for the weekend or $200 for 10 days. Picks by email at gmail.com. Appreciate you listening in. And this won't be the last podcast that I do. I'm going to be doing one every single night. I'm not going to say every single night, because I do have a busy schedule. I own a video game store and everything, and I got a lot going on. But I'm going to try to do it every single night. If you don't hear me on the air at midnight, Arizona time, on Spreaker Network, if you miss it, you can always catch it on the YouTube channel. It's going to be my main page is on the YouTube channel. So hit subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully these free plays get the job done, and we'll move on.